proceed with the session. Welcome, Charlie. Take it off from here. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoy.
Sanity check. Is me audible? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how audible am I?
Good audible, like
that's not on the
8.
scale.
8.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right. So let's wait for more people to join in. Let me close some tabs that might have some, audible stuff that you don't want to see. And then I can start sharing my screen. So let's see. 4 more minutes. So we begin at 7:10. I do the official introduction, and then we see things that we've never seen before, and probably, have fun or start casting the day we were born. I hope you all enjoy. It will be very serious. We're not going to be having fun. Going to be having I don't know, a moment. So tighten your seatbelts and ride with me.
Sounds good. Thank you, Charlie. Also, just to mention, in case you have a question during the session, you can just type it on the chat, and we'll go through the questions at the end of this session. Thank you. Let's give Charlie a minute to get ready.
Oh, and as I get ready, I'm going to share a link that you can use to join the lobby, like if you want to do stuff with me. But I don't know. Yeah, I think, is it a good idea? Should I be selfish? Let me see. I think I'm more of a generous type, so let me just share it. Now the lobby has how many slots? I think like 10 or so. So if you join early, you'll be able to do stuff as I do and have the full experience on the same. So 2 more minutes. I'm still closing off the tabs. Then we'll begin.
Thank you, Charlie, for the lobby link. Just to mention to everyone, you need to have an account with CyberRanges for you to be able to access the lobby.
If you don't have a CyberRangers account and would like to participate, you can create one right now, really quickly before Charlie is ready.
All right, so 1 more minute. If you're creating the account, be quick, hurry up, and then we'll kick off in the next few seconds. Okay, and I think we are good to go. So I haven't been using Zoom for quite a while. So let me see if I'll be able to share my screen. Where do we click? Should be this one. This one. Where do we click to share the screen? Oh, I think it's this one. All right. So wait, no, it's not the one. Oh, yeah. I'm going to share my entire screen. I don't know. Should I share sound too? Just share my entire screen. So there you go. Somebody confirm if my screen is visible on your ends. Hello.
Not yet.
Okay. So you know, I'm an old person. Using Zoom might be quite challenging.
The share screen button should be below.
Oh yeah,
You
it's
have,
the green
yeah,
one. So okay. Oh, all right. Oh,
yeah,
right.
perfect. Yeah.
Awesome. Right. So we have. If I cancel this, will I be like kicked out of the meeting? I hope it's not so. Right. So there we go, and then probably have the link in one of these tabs. I don't really know where. I'm just going to paste it and open a new one. So there we go, and the stuff is loading. All right. Oh, I have to start. Okay. So start, and we are already in. So I believe you were taken through the initial access. So I'm not going to repeat on the same parts. I'll make it quick. Like I'll go through the initial access stuff, and then get into the juicy stuff, which is the exploitation bit. So I won't be reading the instructions, all this stuff. But we know that we're supposed to be getting into this network, right? So let me just go straight to the servers. I'm not even going to look at the questions. Oh, and my name is Charlie, by the way. So expand that. So we have a couple of things like fancy buttons that we can use to access the labs. The first one is SSH. I'm not going to be using that one. I'll be using web so that we can see what you're doing instead of just having a dumb terminal. Right. So for you to be able to follow along, I'd suggest you have Linux basics. I don't know where you get them from. You can pray Jesus or something. I just have some Linux basics, and that's all you need. Okay, so we have a terminal. I don't really think we need this. So let's open a browser. Yeah, and then we must run an nmap scan. So let me get back to this tab and copy the link that we ignored. It's not the link, it's IP, I mean. So this is the IP that we're supposed to be getting into. We copy that to the clipboard.
Sorry guys about that. I think Charlie just dropped off the call.
Oh, my bad, my bad. My network just kicked me out of the call. But I've switched to a stronger one. I hope we won't misbehave this time. So I hope you all can see my screen.
Yes.
I'm just going to refresh and start off from where we dropped off. So I don't know what was the last word that you guys had from my end.
Charlie, I also think it would be a good idea for you to brief guys on what we are going through.
Okay.
Yes, what system exploitation is, and just develop
Oh.
your presentation from there.
All right. So okay, my assumption was you guys attended the first session where they Oste, my good friend, covered what was happening, the inner details of what was going on. But essentially, or maybe basically, we have a corporate network that has a web-facing interface. So we're going to see that in a moment. And this web-facing interface, like any normal web interface, maybe let's try something like what can we try? Mozilla. So they have a normal site like this one where you go and see stuff, like all this. So we will be using the website like this Mozilla to get inside their network. It's quite simple in movies, but you'll see and realize how hard it is to do that, right? Okay, it's not that hard if you used to it. So we will be exploiting our website like this one, get inside, navigate, okay, it's called pivot, through the network, try to access stuff that you're not supposed to access, and have fun, right? So that's basically what we're going to be doing. And we're going to be leveraging a couple of vulnerabilities in those interfaces that we'll be working with. So the corporate network, okay, initially this was a CTF challenge. Where we had now this system exploitation bit, it lies in this center bit. And then we have some analysis stuff. We're not going to be looking at that, and some also other analysis stuff we're not going to look at. So our main focus is get into our website, intrude into the network, navigate our way around. So I hope that gives you an understanding of what we're going to be doing. And you'll understand more as we do it. So in the, let's call it lab, in the lab, we are provided with an IP range, all right? So they're telling us that our mission is to hack into EvoCorp's network and uncover their true master plan, right? So that's what we are going to do. Now, they say that the scope is this IP address and any other network that we are going to discover once we are in. So there is something we call reconnaissance, right? It involves a couple of steps in identifying what you're working with. So assuming we have this IP address, like we have gotten it from, I don't know, some snitch or something, we try to see what is in the scope of that IP address. And to do that, we use a tool called Nmap, right? So Nmaps does like the checking to see what we have in that IP range. And apparently, you can just type something in terminal like this, and then paste in that link, or not the link, the IP. And it's going to give you a verbose listing of all the identified, what do we call them, services or things inside that network, right? So it's doing the scanning, and maybe we can be listening to some music. Oh, it's done. So in this network, we have a couple of, let's call them devices, not devices, or let's call them services. So the first one, we have the first IP, which is 192.168.10.1. It has a port 22, and it's telling us that this is SSH. It also has 501. Well, we're not going to be looking at that. We want something accessible from the web. So the most, most websites run on port 80. So when you go to this Mozilla that we had a look at, In between here, we have an 80 that is invisible, like, something like 80, but it's not visible. We can only access that when we're using the actual IP, not the URL. Like, this is a URL being mapped to an IP. Oh, that's a lot of complex stuff. We're not going to be looking at that. So behind that Mozilla is an IP like this, and it has an open port. Now, these are what we're looking at. So let's try. Okay, so we have this IP. It has this port. Let's see what's hosted in this. So to do that, we just copy this IP address, and then after copying it, we open Firefox. So we don't have to enter that 80. It's going to know that, my port 80 is open. So yeah, there you go, have some stuff. So we can see that it's a normal website. You can scroll down and try to understand what they're talking about. And here we have some interesting things, like it's powered by WordPress. Who does that? So we are going to try to exploit WordPress. So my colleague also covered all these, how he did the identification and how he got access. Now for us, we won't be passing through that. I think a link will be shared after this on how they got inside these websites. We're just going to be entering directly because I have the credentials and everything. So it's WP and then minus admin. So this is the special thingy that administrators use to log into websites, WordPress websites. And the username of the admin was Allison, and the password was chocolate. Yeah, it was chocolate. I'm good at choco. Oh, what's that? It's chocolate. I hope I didn't misspell it. Let's see if it's the real thing. Oh yeah. So don't save. We wait for it to log in. Right. So it's going to take its time. Wow, that's quite long. I didn't expect it to take all that time. Right. What can we be doing as it's trying to log in? We can. Oh yeah, we are already in. Now, how we get inside this website? Like, we have admin privileges. Oh, Alison is the admin. So we can try some few tricks. One of them is usually plugin upload, and another trick is usually how many tricks do I know? We can try edit something, but for the easiest way that we can do this, we're just going to have a plugin installation. So I'm just going to get to plugin and then add new. So I haven't created the plugin yet, so I'm just going to do a basic PHP script that is going to give us something we call a shell. So to do that, I'm just going to navigate into the desktop, and then we have anything. At least we have some stuff there. I mean, let me just clear the screen and probably zoom in because you guys are blind and as training. I don't want you to lose your eyesight. So I'm just going to create a script and call it maybe shell.php because it's going to give us a shell. And then WordPress plugins are need some few things to get them up and running. So one of the things they need is a head, like what do we call it? I think instead of doing the actual typing, I'm going to get it from somewhere and then like proceed from there, because when we start doing all this, it's going to be quite hectic. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. I'm going to extract it from some location X where you're not supposed to see. So it's just a minute as I do that. All right, so have that. Yeah. And then I'll probably start sharing my screen again. Okay, there we go. Okay, back to the screen we are in, and nothing happened. Yep, share my screen and share. Okay, so I believe now you can see my screen. I'm just going to paste it in. So Control-Shift-V. And probably, if you've done some PHP, you'll understand some things in here, what's happening. That's just a comment. And this is the thing that's going to give us back our shell. So the IP address that I just entered is our machine's IP address. How I got that, I don't know. Oh, it's in the challenge description. So, well, our IP address is this 192.168.25.140, and you can see it's what I just entered. Oh, let me stop highlighting 192, blah, 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 blah. And then there is a port that we're going to connect back to. Well, we can change this to any value that we want to. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it as is, and then I'm going to save that script. Okay, so just to check in everything is fine, I'm going to like cut it. Yeah, so there's our small script, and then we're going to zip it in a file and upload it as a plugin. So how we do that, we just zip, and then we're going to call our plugin. Let's call it rev, and then not rev shell.zip. And then the file that we want to zip is the shell. And it has added the shell into the zip. Now, if you list, we have a new zip file. This is what is going to give us a shell. Now, we need to create a listener that's going to listen for the connection from the shell. So to do that, we just say nc and then lnbp. I'm not going to explain what all that is. And specify the port that we want to be listening to, and press enter. So it's listening at that port. So it's just going to take this terminal over there and then get back our Firefox. All right. So now probably minimize this to show as the juicy stuff happens, and bring it there. Okay. Oh, it's quite an overkill. Let me just take it back. Oops. Okay. Take you down and bring you here. Okay, it's not getting arranged the way I want it to. I'm just going to upload it. We'll see the shell later, because we are definitely going to be using it. So wait, it's not clicking. Oh, upload the plugin, and then we browse and select our plugin that we just created, and then open and install now. So when we get back here, we still have nothing. We shouldn't have a shell. Let's wait for it to, finish the installation. I'm just going to take my mouse over here so that it doesn't interfere with what's happening. Okay, so I'm going to switch the screen into a bigger monitor because I'm straining and I want like a full view. I'm not sure if it's going to affect with the way Zoom is presenting stuff. I really hope not so. So plug it in. Oh yeah, it has already unpacked and installed. So when I click on activate plugin, we get a shell over here. So let me just take it back so that we see when the shell is popping. Okay, so it should take some few seconds to pop the shell. I've connected the display. You probably notice a flicker. Then I don't know. Okay, let me try this. Can you guys see where my cursor is? Can you see some moving stuff? Yeah. You probably can. So God damn it. Yeah, press. Okay, awesome. I clicked on activate. You should already have a shell. It's taking forever to load. Right, so let's just wait for it to give us a shell, and we'll do the magic from there. So in the meantime, I'm going to minimize my screen and take it to the other here. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, so you can see, like, okay, I don't know now which part of the screen you see, but okay, can you see my browser? Like, can you see where my browser is?
No, we can only see your wallpaper, your cool wallpaper.
Okay, so let me try to. Okay, where is the? I'm going to stop sharing. Oh, we already have a shell. Ah, damn! I wanted you guys to witness this. It's to reduce this stuff. Let's stop sharing, and then share again. So oh, okay. I see what happened. I have desktop 1 and desktop 2. So I'm migrating you to a new desktop. So can you guys now like see the screen with the shell and everything? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So I'm going to expand these. Now I have a much better view. So we already have a shell, and if we say ID, we are logged in as the what? www minus data and all that stuff. So for these, we need to do some privilege escalation. I'm not going to take you through all that, all what they did. I'm just going to do the actual thing. So I'll probably clear the screen. Oh. Why are you doing this to me? It's clear. Right, so it's lagging. Okay, all right. I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to type env. So the environment variables had some interesting stuff. People went through all this, and there was this password. This is what we will be using to access the root user. So root, and then enter the password. It's ne.11.88. I'm rushing up so that we get to the bit where we see magic. So I don't think we need the browser anymore. We already have a root shell. I'm just going to minimize it. Okay. So we can see we don't have any output, but if we type in like ID, we'll see that we've already gained root access, right? So if we list the files, can now see that we have some few stuff and all that. So I'm just going to stabilize the shell because right now it's not stable. And how I do that, I use something called script. So script, oh, damn it. And then QC, I want to use bin and bash and take it to dev null. And we have a more presentable like shell. Okay, so from there we want to do some docker escape. Oste already did that. I'm not going to repeat. So how he did it is by docker and then capital H. I'm not going to explain all what this does. Mix, it's connecting to a socket, 1, 2, 3, and then mnt slash docker dot sock, like sock people, like the good guys. And then before we even, oh God, come on. Am I still in the meeting?
Yeah, you're still here.
Okay. I don't know why that happened, but we are back. So let me just say images to see how many images we have in the Docker. So images. And we can see that we have a couple of images. We have root WordPress, blah, 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 blah. We're going to be using the WordPress. So how we do it, just repeat what we just typed here. But now this time we create a new Docker image and mount to a host directory, right? So how we do that is by copying that selection and then paste it, paste clipboard. And then we give it run. So run it, and then propose, and then the host that we want to mount to. So host, we want to mount to this directory, and then the ID of the image that we want to mount. So it's I want to mount this one. And we copy it. I don't have a mouse, so it's taking me time to like copy and paste. All right, so paste from clipboard. Okay, and after that, we tell it we want to have a bash. When you press enter, you'll see that the user changed from WordPress to some random ID. Right, so now we want to move to a specific folder or a specific directory that we just mounted, which is host. So to do that, we just cd/host. And I think we should be pretty much there now. If we list, we see the parents, like the host hosting this Docker container. Okay, I'm not going to explain all that stuff. Hosted did it. I'm just going to explain the next bit. So now after listing all this, we need to do something called an escape. All right, we already have access to the hosts directories. We have root privileges. If I do have root privileges. So there are a couple of ways we can do the jump. Like we are still inside Docker, but we can be able to read the parents file. So one of the ways we can jump to the parent is by editing the shadow file, try to change the password, or maybe you can try to read the shadow file. Let me just do it actually. It's supposed to be in etc, and then it's cd, so cd it's. So if we were to do something like wait, right? Oh yeah, we already in etc. So cut shadow. And we can see how many users we have. We have some user Ubuntu, but we need root privileges. So we can access the parent by trying to crack this password. So that will consume a lot of CPU time. Another way you can get to the parent is by editing the SSH keys, right? So that we can use like just normal SSH to get into that. And that's what actually we're going to do. So I'm just going to take this terminal right here. All right, I'm not used to Kali, so if I'm kind of sluggish, I'm not used to Kali. I use Parrot. So you open a new window and then take it to this side so that we see what we're doing. Okay. Oh God, just move, man. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there. Right. So let's list where we are. We are in the, okay, let's go to desktop. So we are going to create an SSH key pair that will be moving the public key into the host hosting the Docker container that we're already in. Oh God, that's a lot of complexity. So at the moment we are in a Docker container, but we can be able to edit the host files of the host hosting that Docker container, right? So we want to edit the files to be able to access the host directory from the Kali machine. So this is the Kali machine, and this is the Docker that is being hosted by a dog that is being hosted by a host that we want to get into. All right, so I just have that in mind. You can take a paper and pencil. Okay, so to generate an SSH key, there are a couple of ways we can do that. The old method used RSA and it generates a lot of strings that we don't want to like have, I'm going to use the new is it called ed something method. So how we do that is just ssh and then minus keygen, and then give it a t and say that we want this method. So it's ed 22 19, right? So that's going to ask us a couple of questions. We don't want to answer them. So wait, I don't keep type. I think I forgot the number. Is it really 519? 22, 519. Oh, let's just look it up. So SSH key generation. Oh, I've already visited here. Interesting. So we want the ed. Oh yeah, it is. So it's wait. I thought I just did this. Okay. So let's just copy that, and this is the actual method. Oh yeah, we can even see the other methods. We have RSA. It is a blah blah blah. Although we're not going to be using all that. We are going to be using this. So paste it and then enter. All right, so it asks for the name that we want to save the file into. So let's call our file like exploit, and enter. We're not going to feed it a password. Nope. And it generates a file. So if we list now, we have two files. We have the public key that has .pub and the private key. Now we're going to copy this public key to the server so that we can be able to access the server using this public key. So let me just show you something so that you understand what we are actually trying to achieve. So if I try to SSH, oh, it's not SSH, it's SSH into root at 192. What was the other stuff? 168. I think it was .10.20. Yeah, I'm good at memorizing stuff. It's asking us for, okay, just say yes, and we get asked for a password. So this is what you're trying to like bypass, by directly editing the SSH key in here so that we can have direct access without having to enter a password that we don't know, right? So just stop that stuff, and then clear the screen. Then cut the public key. So it's exploit.pub. Then we have it in the clipboard. All right, so copy it. No, I want you to copy up to here. Right, it doesn't want to do that. Let's try again. Copy this. I think those would be much easier if I had a mouse. Should probably get me a mouse from the other desk. All right, so we copy this, copy the selection, and then we come back to our like Docker container, and then we cd pack. So remember, these files that we are playing with are in the host. Okay, so you can see this host name. So they are in the parent or the machine hosting this Docker container. So we move into the root file, not the root file, root directory, and then there is probably an SSH directory. So let's try to ls and then la. That's listing everything, and we can see this .ssh stuff, right? So this is where we're going to place our key. So let's enter into that .ssh folder, and then wait, what do you mean there is no such? Oh, it's SSH cd SSH, not SHH. Damn, that's confusing. All right, so if now we list, we'll see that we have a couple of stuff, like we have authorized keys. We're just going to concatenate the key that we just copied into this file. How we do that, we just use echo. So echo and the key. Oh, don't worry about these characters. It's the shell doing its stuff, so you won't even notice. So and then authorized keys. Okay, that should do the trick. Now let's cut to verify we have it. Authorized keys. All right, wait, I don't think it did get into the file. Should be somewhere here. Okay, let's try again once more. I think I know what I missed. We can't, this is still a dump shell, so this is why we can't like clear everything. I'm just going to cut again. So cut, or not cut, it's echo. Also echo, echo, and then a speech mark, Control Shift V. Okay, yeah. And then that's a speech mark again, and it's two arrows, so that we want to edit this out. So auto what? Auto, it's authorized. And then underscore keys. Is it keys or just key? Oh yeah, it's keys. So we enter that. And then now we list. Okay. Oh wow. Authorized. I think it's the typo that I did. But it shouldn't like really matter. So let's try to cut authorized keys and see what we have inside. So yeah, here's our what our public key. So now we should be able to access the box from our Kali machine. So let's try again, but this time we specify that we want a file from a specific folder. Okay, the identity file. So we just feed it with our tag I, and then the file name was exploit. So XP. Oh God, it's not auto completing. So exploit. Yeah, there we go. Now we should be able to get. Oh yeah, we are in, man. This is where we are in. Now, if we say ID, we can see that we have root privileges. Like we can do anything we want. So now we've already escaped the Docker container. We are root. You know, like we are root in the host, the machine hosting this Docker service. So I think we can even close this. I don't think we're going to need it again. Now, this is the host machine. So maybe we can try to see if we have anything we can read. So list, and then we can see that we have our third flag. Oh, I didn't take you through the second and the first flag because Oste did it. So for this one, I'm just going to cut. This is what people were expected to get, the flag.txt, and this is what you're supposed to submit. We're not going to do all that. So I'm just going to clear the screen, and then we can see something interesting. There is this notes.txt file. Let's try and see what's inside. So cut notes. Oh, really now? Yeah. .txt. So it's telling us migrate to the dev network at that so many tests blah, blah, blah by the dev team. So probably in these second networks, so we're already inside the machine hosting the Docker, and we have a second network that we have to pivot to. So this is why we bring in other tools like GSO to do pivoting, right? So pivoting is like getting from one PC to another. So remember our main path, like we hacked into a website, and then we got that. Okay, we hacked our WordPress website, and then we saw that the WordPress service was being hosted by Docker, and then we hacked the Docker hosting the WordPress site. And after getting into the Docker, like that Docker container, we saw that it's being hosted by another machine. So we hacked into that other machine, and now we are inside this machine that is hosting all those stuff. Now, from this machine, we can see that it's connected to the internal network, and this is the IP range of the internal network, right? So we should probably run another nmap scan to see if we can find anything from here. So we just try again nmap and this. But remember, this is a production server, so probably we don't have nmap. Yeah, just as I guessed, we don't have nmap. So for these, we can do a ping sweep, right? So a ping sweep is like when you try to say ping Google, we see. Okay, let me just open a shell from my machine. So if we try like something like I like to use fish. Yeah, fish. And we say something like ping. Let's try to ping Google's DNS server. So 8.8.8. If this if this DNS is correct and it's working, we should get something from the server. But if we try to ping something that doesn't exist, like 8.8. Maybe I don't know 1. Like we can see it's not giving back anything, so this doesn't exist, and they should probably tell us failed, right? So that's what we're going to use in our hacked host machine to try to scan the network that we just found in the nodes.txt, right? So I'm just going to cut the file again, nodes.txt. Okay, so that we have it there. And then I think I had something prepared for all of you. I'm going to share this. So this is the command that I use to make a ping sweep. All right, so it's just looping through each and every IP in that subnet. Oh yeah, we can even see some example explanation in here. I'm not going to be looking at that. We are focusing at like pointing the that thing, the network. So I'm just going to copy this IP address. So we can already see it's scanning up to the last, which is 254. I'm just going to edit this from 1 to 2 and then .0, right? It's already in the clipboard, and then paste it. So paste clipboard. Okay, so this is the IP address that we're going to be scanning, this 192.2.0, and we can already see it's the IP address just above here. Okay, just if you are hearing dogs and cows mooing in your head, just know it's not coming from this presentation, it's your head playing with you. Okay, so let's just proceed from there. Now we do a ping sweep, and it's telling us that we have three IP address that have been seen with some stuff running, right? So this is a good indication. Now we can actually make our scope lesser. Like we're not going to be looking through all these that failed in resolution. We're just going to be focusing on these 3 IP addresses. Now, to access this machine, remember it's not okay. To access these IP addresses, we cannot access them from our curly box. Like we have to do something called pivoting, and we're going to be using a tool called Chisel. Okay. So in the directory, okay, let me just open a new window. So in the home directory, you had been provisioned with tools folder that had all these tools. So you see this is the magic folder. So what you're supposed to do is get inside the tools folder and see the awesome stuff. So you have all these things. I'm probably, yeah, I'm going to be using this chisel. Okay, I don't know if unzip should work with .gz files. I'm not sure. Let's try chisel zip. Yeah, did it do it? It didn't unzip. Well, I can try to use tar, but I don't recall the commands offhand. Is it tar? Okay, let's just try tar. It's usually tar and then X and then BF. We have some Z somewhere. Damn it. And chisel. Okay, it's not a zip, or it's not a .gz. Okay, let's just try to extract it manually. So I'm just going to navigate to the desk. Wait, it was in the tools, not desktop. So get back, then move to tools, and we have our chisel. So I'm just going to double click on that and do the extraction. Wait, where did it open? Oh, it's here. So extract, and yeah, just say extract, and it's done. We close and close this pop-up. Now if we list tool again, we should see the chisel binary. Okay, so here's the chisel. We're going to use SCP to move it to the to the remote hacked machine. Okay, let's just be calling it host machine. So we're going to be using SCP to move it. Now, how we do that? We just say SCP, and then we have to give it an identity file. Remember the SSH key that we generated? Yeah, that's what we're going to be using. And it was in desktop. I think it's in this private key. So we're just going to say desktop, and then the key is exploit. So exploit. Then after that, we give it the name of the file that we want to upload. So the name of the file is chiso, and then the server we're going to upload to. So we're going to upload to root at 192.168.10.20, and then it's going to upload. So I think it's done because we didn't get any error. So it's just confirm. Let's just confirm from the remote server. I'm just going to clear the screen to make it more visible. Oh, yeah. So let's try to list. Oh, I forgot something. I never specified the path that you're going to upload to. I never even gave the name of the file to be written to. So we want to write into the, which directory should we write to? We can try writing to the root directory. So just going to have that, and then slash root, and then we're going to just call it chisel. Okay, so that, and yeah, it has uploaded. So now if we list, you can see like initially we didn't have a chisel file in the listing, but if we do ls, we have chisel. And now we have to make it executable. So this is the chisel that we just uploaded. Okay, it's selecting everything. Oh, we're just going to use chmod plus x and then chisel. I hope now you can see the complexity of like pawning this system. It wasn't as easy as I had imagined. Now chisel is executable. So we have to set up a few things. All right, so in the local machine, so you can see that this is the local machine, and this is, okay, the hosting machine was actually called live web app. So for us to direct all the network from the live web app, we have to initially edit the proxy configuration file in our Kali box. So how we do that, we just use we just use sudo, and then we'll be editing with vim. The proxy configuration file is usually located at etc, and then proxy chains. So it's proxy chains dot configuration. Now, something that a good friend of mine just told me like a few years ago, not just, they told me a few years ago that you should always comment out proxy DNS because it does some horrible stuff. So we comment that, and down here, we add a port that we're going to be listening to. So it's 1080, that's the default port. So if it's not set, we're going to edit it out. And actually it's set. So this 1080 port is what we will be using. So I'm just going to escape WQ to exit Vim and save. So wait, I didn't save it. Okay. Escape. Yeah, we are not in edit mode, and WQ. Awesome. So now you have already edited the proxy configurations, and the next bit is setting up CISO. So to set up CISO, we have to set it up in both the Kali machine and the live web app machine. So we start by setting up a server in the Kali machine. How we do that is by using the CISO binary. It's CISO, and then we give it server tag, so server, and we tell it the port that we want it to be using. So P going to be using 8001, and it's a reverse connection. So reverse, yeah, it's reverse. Permission denied. Okay, we haven't made it executable in the Kali box. So if we list, we should probably see it's in regular color. But if you do chmod plus X and then CISO, it should be in executable file. Yeah, you can see the change from a regular file to an executable file. Now we can proceed and give the commands that just typed in, and we have a server running. Oh, wait, just a minute. I have messed. This is supposed to be a dash p not equal p. So dash p 8001 reverse and enter, right? So now, oh, what was that? Now, come on. We have CISO server on port 8. Okay. These entered extra tags. So there we go. We have our server listening. And then in the remote host, which is the live web app, I really wish I was using my local machine because I easily recite stuff, but don't worry. Just wanted to grab the concept. The end justifies the means. Okay, so in the remote server, we set up a CISO client. So how we do that, just CISO, and then we give it a client tag. So client, client, then we tell it that we want it to direct the traffic to our local machine. So remember, we have our local machine's IP address in our heads because we're geniuses. So it was 192.168.125.100, right? And then we give it a port. So remember, we gave the server 8001. Yeah, that's what we're going to be using. So 8001. And then it's a reverse connection, and we'll be using 1080, the default proxy chains, and then the protocol is SOCKS. Okay, so that's that, and it's up and running. Wait, retrying. I don't think it's reaching to our server. Let's try to see what's up. So we take these here and try to figure out what the problem is. Okay, so we have let's see, CISO client 192.168.125, 100, and the ports are 1080. The protocol is SOCKS. That seems fine. Wait, yeah, seems fine. And then the server CISO, and then we have all the port 8001. The connection is reverse. Okay, so I don't know why it's misbehaving. It's supposed to have connected. Okay, I really hate troubleshooting. Maybe there is a typo somewhere. CISO client 192.125. God damn it. Sucks. Then we have CISO server 8001. I really can't identify. Let me just close them off and try to access it again. So let's check the, okay, just Control C, stop that. Let's try to check our proxy configurations. So it's, and then proxy configuration. We have it listening port 80. Let's try to edit back our DNS. Maybe it's the one messing with us. So sudo and then pim. Sudo pim. That we scroll down. Oh, we actually scroll up, not down. So we scroll up to the proxy DNS. So here you are. Where are you? I thought I saw you somewhere here. Proxy DNS, the edit mode. Okay, deleted the wrong row. So it's you, it's you, it's you. I skip, then save. Let's try to spin back our server. Right, just a minute. I have a very important call I have to receive. Just a second, I'm going to mute.
Maybe as Charlie takes care of the call, we can start asking question on the chat if we have any, and he'll respond to them.
Yo, what's up? Life is good. All right, so let's just proceed from where we are. We were at troubleshooting Chizo. Okay, this is not moving to my other screen. Why are you misbehaving? Oh yeah, I have it. Oh yeah, it's already 8, so I'm going to rush things up like a little bit. Okay, what was the last thing we did? We edited the proxy chains. Let's see. So okay, everything seems fine. So we spin back the Chizo server again. So it's Chizo server, and then listen to port 8001. Yeah, that's the port. And yep, that's it. And it's reverse. All right, and then in the other end, let's just stop this. So Control C. Okay, I'll just bring it back to the screen. There we go. All right, so we set up the client. Let me just clear screen again. Then we set up the client. All right, just a minute. Oh, sorry for that. It's my kid. They're asking if I'm dead. Okay, so Chizo and then client 192, 168, 125, 100, 8001. And then reverse 1080 sucks. Yeah, it should work. Okay, so why is it refusing to connect? That's like really weird. These are clients. God damn it. Maybe it has connected. Let's try something. So open a new window. Don't you open up the worry about? Okay. What? Okay. So let's try maybe running proxy chains a little bit. So proxy chains. I'm not sure if I can remember the IP addresses that we found from the subnet. I think there were, let's try, okay, I ping doesn't work with proxy chains for some reason. So let's see this proxy chains, and then what we do, let's try something like nmap, and we do a light scan. So nmap and f, and then we feed in the IP, so 192.168. I think it was .2.1. That was the first IP address. We tried that. See if it will reach out, and it's not reaching back. Why is that happening? I really hate troubleshooting. We have the server running, we have the listener working. God damn it. Jesus, client on 25. Here they should work. Okay. I really don't know what might be the issue, but you can try something else. Right. P9001. Should. Do I really have a typo or anything of that sort? Well, that's good. That could be the only thing that could be preventing us from accessing our local Kali box. Or maybe the IP changed. Let's just try to check that. So if config IP is 192.168.125. Oh, it's 140, not 100. Damn it. So let me just try rerunning Chizo again, the server, and change the IP address. Oh God. Why? So the IP is supposed to be 140, not 100. How could I miss that 140? And there we go, it's connected. Oh, Christ. All right, so let's try to ping to make the small scan that we just did down here. So I'm just going to drag this out. I know this is jumbled up. It's because I'm not really using my machine and I hate Kali. I hate Kali. Everybody should hate Kali. Okay, so we tried to do the nmap run, and we can see we have an SSH port open. So can we really exploit that? We can try to do in-depth scan, but I'm focusing on a specific server. All right, so that's the first server. The second one had a .2 IP address, so we just clear the screen again, we run the command, but this time we add .2. And then does it have any interesting service? Just has the 53 port open. So this is usually the DNS server. That doesn't really seem exploitable. And the third had .60. Let's try .60. And this one has more interesting ports. So it has 8080. 8080 is usually used to host websites. So maybe we can try to call and see if we can get any information from the header, right? Or maybe we can configure a proxy in Firefox and excuse me, and try to access the site from there. So let's actually do that. So I really hope the Firefox has proxy, not proxy. So I hope this time I won't mess up with the IP address. So it's Foxy proxy, and we create a new what options, and then we add a configuration. So let's call it exploiting. Exploiting. Right, and then let's leave the color by default, and then we're going to use the SOX protocol. So SOX 5 should work for us, and then the IP address, it's the IP address of the Kali machine, so it's 192.168.125.140, not 100. And then the port was 1080, so 1080. We run over. Oh, why do I have 2028? It's 1080. And then default, okay, we can leave that as is and then save. So after saving, we have to enable it. Let's just close that and open a new tab and enable Foxy proxy. So it's exploiting. Yeah, we have it enabled, and then we can try to access the site. So it's on 192.168. It's not really 1020. I think it's 2.60, and then it had 8080 open, so 8080. And wow, supposed to be connecting. Let's try and debug this too. So we have 192.168.260. Let's check if the IP, oh, the DNS, we never disabled the DNS from the proxy chains configuration. I enabled it back, so we have to disable that. It usually brings such problems. So I really have to stop all the chisel activity. So I stop the client and then stop the server. So Control C, and then I edit the proxy configuration file. So we're still going to be using sudo vim. So sudo, and we can actually this time let's use nano. We used vim a lot. So sudo and then nano, and then it's in etc and proxy. Oh, proxychains.conf. Yeah. Then we scroll down to where you have something to do with DNS and disable that. Ooh, so whenever you see in movies, they type in random keys and then say, we are in. This is the actual, let's not call it SHIT. It's the actual stuff that's malicious, or let's call them, actually, they are not malicious, they are hackers. This is what hackers go through. They have to do all this stuff to get into your systems. It's not an easy task. I'm already bleeding through my nose. Stranger things. Okay, so after we've commented that out, now we can respawn our chisel server and back to the client, which we the client gave up. I think we should also give up. So we respawn the client again and now try to access our site from Firefox. So let's see if it's working. We reload the page. Please work, please work, please work. Oh, it's not working. Okay, let's check if our IP is correct, if our IP is accurate. Maybe we missed something. So I think it was proxy chains, and then nmap f and 192.16 what 168. Yeah, like 2 dots. Actually, you can reach it from there. It's port 8080, and it's this. Now, I think there is something amiss with our proxy configuration. So let's try to check what's up with it. You are the bad guy. We go to edit. So what's up? Maybe we should use socks 4, not socks 5. Okay, and then save that. Okay, why the heck am I in KRA? What just happened? Somebody hacked me. God damn it. Why did I go to KRA? Okay. So let me control Shift T. Oh yeah. Let's wait for it to load. We were at the Firefox and editing the Evocop tab. Oh, it has already loaded. Damn, that's nice. So actually, this is the site that you're supposed to pawn, right? So it's Evocop. Then you have some cool stuff. So the first thing that might come in your mind is SQL injection. Well, you have some fields you can type in, but it's not SQL injection, right? So you can verify that using SQL map and all that. So the next bit we do is maybe try to identify the services running in this site. So apparently, I don't think we have the Vapalizer plugin. We can use mmap to do that. So just to save in time, I can see time is already far much gone. This site was vulnerable to log4 shell. So actually, there are a couple of ways we can get to that conclusion. So remember the light nmap scan that we did? Yeah, remember that? Okay, let me just, yeah. Where was it? It was somewhere here. Okay, no. I think I'm in the wrong place. That's not the correct server. Damn it. You just reopen it again. So there you go. Allow. Okay, so we were on editing the configurations, and then now instead of this IP, I think it's the local IP that we should be using, not this one. Yeah, it should be 127.127.0.0.1. This should work. Fingers crossed. Save, and then we go to the landing page. Try to refresh. Still unable to connect. Maybe it's the what do you call it? It's the socks. Socks is probably supposed to be socks 5. So let's try that again. Oh, options and then edits. So let's try socks 5. And then we save it. Yeah, we save it. And let's actually try to load the site in a new page. So 192, 168, and then it's .2.60. So .2.60, and then 88. So 80. Then revisit that. Yeah, we have the site. So I think I had said about what we're supposed to do. So one of the things we can do to identify the services running is by using nmap scripts. Right, we already did a light scan. Another way we can use it is by actually viewing the source code of this site. You just click F12 or just click on inspect and try to read through the files, try to identify anything that makes sense. So there's nothing making sense actually there. Let's just use Carl to see the source. code, but we will limit it. We will limit the output to just the headers. So how we do that, we still use proxy chains. Remember, this site is being pivoted to, so we use proxy chains, and then cal. We just want the header. So the site is at http, then //192.168.2. I have 3 slashes. I have to remove those. And .60, and it's on 88. All right, so we get to these and remove one. Enter. So we can actually identify a few stuff, like it's running on a Jetty server. So if we try to Google Jetty, you'll see it's a server that hosts Java applications. And when we have Java in mind, we can try to look up if the actual server hosting it, if it's vulnerable to any exploit or stuff, using exploit DB. We can try many things. So this is one of the ways to identify the technologies running that web application. So straight ahead, let's just fire up Metasploit console. So how we do that? So I'm just going to close this off to clear up the screen. You too. Yeah, I want you closed. All right, so we're just going to be using this. So I'm just going to fire up Metasploit. So I'm not even going to use sudo msf console. And let's wait for it to load up as I sip something. Whew, enough of taking the piece. All right, so let's proceed from where we left off. Oh, I think I forgot something before firing up MSF console. Remember, our traffic is being tunneled through the live web server. No, it's being tunneled through the WordPress site to the live web server to the Evocop site that we just saw, like all that tunneling. So we have to use proxy chains the same way we used proxy chains to access Evocop. So we still have to do that in the terminal. I'm just going to exit from MSF console and fire it up with the proxy chains. So proxy chains and then MSF console. So MSF console, right? Okay, so it's starting up. And well, we have some weird stuff. I don't really know what that is. So let's search for log4. So search for log4 and see how many. Okay, actually going to use the first one, which is head which is header injection. right? It's saying it's excellent and it was made in 2021, meaning it's just accurate. It's going to get us in. So we use 0. And then let's clear the screen, Control L. So show options to see the things that we have to set. So we have to set, we don't really have to set proxies. We have already done that. And all those stuff. Okay, we have to set the server port. It's already done for us. We have to set the remote port. So the remote port, it's not 80, it's 88 as we just saw. And we have the remote hosts. So we have the remote, the IP address in our heads. So we just use set r, and then it's our hosts. It was 192.168.2.60. Yeah, it was that one. Then we have, oh, not 16, it's 60. Why did I see in 16.60? All right, so we have that. The other option was the all L host. Wait, this is the listening host. Okay, let me just clear it up to see it more clearly. So show options. Show options. We have the R host set 190. Yeah, that's accurate. And then the remote port, let's set it so set R port. The remote port is 8080, so 8080. Yeah, that should be good. And what else? What else we have to? Let's clear again. No, clear. I want to see show options. Options. All right, so we have that set, and then the server port is already set for us. Virtual host, we don't need all those. Now you have to set the listening host. Okay. All right, so the listening host is going to be our IP address. And remember our IP address? Yeah, it's 40. So set L host to 192.168.125.140. I think we should be good to go. Let's clear again and show options the last time. Show options. So everything looks fine. We have the port set. The L host is working. Everything is. I have a feeling server host is going to complain, but let's run the exploit and see. So exploits. Oh yeah, let's change that server host. Now that my guts are more pressing towards the system. So show options. We have to set this server host into our IP address. So set SRV host into 192.168.125.140. Awesome. So for the last test time, let's show options. So show options, and then we can see that everything looks fine, and then we run the exploit. Exploit. Okay, what's that? Oh, it's not exploit, it's exploit. Yeah, it's doing all that. So God, please work. Give me a shell. Drop them shells. Drop them shells, man. Give me a shell. Give me a shell, man. Come on, you can do this. Like, like the Elliot style. Work, man, work. Come on, do this, man. Give back a shell. Oh, I'm rooting for you. I know you're going to do this. You can do this. Let's rename it. Let's call it something like shell. Yeah, it's already doing that. So it's almost coming. The shell is almost coming, and we have a shell, man. We are damn in. We are inside the system. We own it. We are the masters. We are the OGs. Let's try to, okay, let's wait for it to, complete doing its stuff. And then we can check, like for a command, who am I? Who am I? Let's see who we are. It's still doing its magic. I'm a little bit impatient. Like it's awesome stuff. Like I literally feel my heart popping out of my chest. It's a glorious moment. Oh yes, I can call Jesus. Damn, this is cool, man. We have hacked the system. We are hackers, the bad boys. Okay, I think there's something wrong. Yeah, we are EvoCop, man. We can list the files. Now we own the system, man. We already in. And we have the flag, the final flag. So flag, let's cut flag minus -07. Yeah, not 08. So I'm so excited I can literally not type so the txt. That's the final flag. We are not done. There is one more thing. You can see that when we type who am I, we are EvoCop, but we want to be root. We want to fully own the system. We want to fully compromise it, right? So how we do that, we can use a tool called Linpiece. I don't know if time is going to allow us to do all that stuff. Let me just check what time it is. It's God damn it, it's 8:30. So let's go and Google for, I think we have it in the curly box. So I'm just going to take this to the side and like, okay, actually, let me just open a new shell, a new terminal, I mean. I feel so excited we have exploited that stuff. I mean, you are supposed to do all this. This is what hackers do. So whenever you see a movie and then they say after a few seconds, they say, I'm in, this is what they should actually be doing. I'd recommend you to go and watch a series. It's not a series. It's what? It's something of a move, a series titled Mr. Robot. You know, they do all this stuff, and I'm wearing a hoodie and a mask. Actually, I'm going to turn on the camera after this. So if we exploit this, I'm going to turn on the camera. If I don't, I'm not going to do that. SHIT. We go to tools and see we have anything that we can make use of. List anything. Not really. Okay. Oh, actually, there was another way that we could have compromised that system using Marshall sec, like the normal manual way of exploiting log4 shell, without having to use the automated method using Metasploit. There is nothing that we can use up here. So let's just go and Google for Linpiece. So Linpiece. So this is basically a script that helps us in privilege escalation. We are already EvoCop, but we want to have pseudo privileges, right? So actually it's telling you it's a script that searches for all possible paths to escalate to root, right? So quick start, we can do it, but our box doesn't have like internet access. So we're going to do this the old way, like copying this script into the clipboard and pasting it into our like terminal. So I'm just going to copy this. Yeah, copy that. Copy. And then actually it's just to open it here. So paste that. Oh, it's downloading the binary. I don't want that. I don't want you to download the binary. What I'm going to do, let's see, in 3 master Linpiece. What I'm going to do, actually, let me just open the file and copy it. So I just open it. Should I use, let me just use the normal text editor. So we just Control A, Control C, or Control X. It's Control C instead of X. And then we minimize that. Oh, I copied it. My bad. We minimize that and get back to our curly box. And maybe we can try to edit. Okay, let's edit it in, why should we edit it? Let's edit it in the local machine, and I'm not sure if that will work. Let me try something. Let me try something. Okay. So I'm going to use the remote. Why do we have? Okay, this is where we have the remote box. Let me just split this terminal. I usually use Terminator to split them, like equally, to just see everything at once. But we're using Kali. It doesn't have Terminator, so you have to suffer. So the old way of doing this is by going to File and opening a new tab. Oh God, I hate this. File, and you see I clicked the wrong thing. So in this, we create a file and we call it, let's call it lean piece. So lean piece, not lean piece, lean ps.sh. And then we enter in edit mode and paste our code, like all of it. Let's give it some time to finish copying. I think it's done. So now we can save it. I really hope it was done editing. And now from there, let's list. We can open a Python simple Python server. So Python 3 m http.server, and then let's open it on which port? Try port, maybe 1990. Not 1919, probably used that. Let's try port 5000. So we open it in port 5000. We have it running on port 5000. How we access it here, we can try to use curl. I don't know if this machine has curl. If it doesn't have curl, we can try wget. So actually, I think I should stabilize this shell. Yeah, let's do that. So script, and then QC, not QCT, QC. I don't know if we have a bash. Let's try bin, and then bash, and dev. Now it's now. Yeah, we have a stable shell. Much better, much. Okay, it's not that stable. Let's try clear. Oh God, let's try another shell stabilizer. So I'm just going to Google for that. I don't know if I have anything. So let's Google for what? Stable dump shell. No. Let's try. Oh yeah, dump to interactive. Always make Google your friend to shell. Yeah, something of this sort. So
Hi, Charlie. How long will you need to finish?
I don't know, maybe an hour, 2 hours.
All right. So,
All right, so I'll try to actually have these. Let's try to use these. I hope we have Python. So this will like upgrade our shell into something more reasonable. So just paste it in here. Yeah, let me try to rush this up. Yep, it's not installed. So we're just going to be using what we have. So let's list what we have. We have evocop and then jar file. Okay, so we're going to be using curl, and we want the IP address. So http://192.168.125 and .140. Oh God, this is so tiring. And we opened it on port 5000, and the file name is lean. What was the file name? It was lean.ps.sh. You should probably save it into lean.sh. Right, I really hope that works. Oh yeah, we have received something and we can see it has been gotten. So let's try to see. Actually, let's just bash it. So bash and then lean. Do you have autocomplete? No. Lean.sh. So it's going to run. Okay, we have some stuff, red and yellow. What's this? Unexpected error of file and machine. Okay, just to speed this up, this site is vulnerable to, what was it vulnerable to? It's vulnerable to, shoot, I have a short memory. God damn it, what was this site vulnerable to? Lean piece is supposed to tell us, but we are actually going to just do it manually. So let's go to Google and start typing. I hope I'll start remembering when I start typing. So it was, what was the vulnerability? Yeah, it's Bone Kit. So just Google for Bone Kit. Bone Kit. So Bone Kit Google installation. Was it really Bone Kit? I don't know why I'm doubting it's Bone Kit. Should be Bone Kit. Bone Kit and then probably GitHub. Yeah, it's Bone Kit. So this is the exploit that we should use to get into that system. But remember, we don't have internet access. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this. I don't know what format it's in. Let's try to see if it's a file that we can actually I think it's a binary file. Kit and then main. Yeah, it's a blob file. So how we can get it is we can get it to a local machine and then upload it, or maybe probably we have something that we can leverage on our Kali box. So I'm just going to stop that. Yes, do you have anything we can use in the tools folder? Tools, nothing that we can use. So let's just use it. I'm going to use SSH. So fire up a new terminal from my local machine, fish. I like using fish, and change my directory to downloads. I know that's where my stuff is. Connect to that, enter my long password. Yeah, and let's see, sequence completed. All right, we've been disconnected from there, but it shouldn't worry. So after that, let's see if the connection is working. Oh, VPN. Why am I disconnected? Oh yeah, it's connected. So we should be accessing this 140 stuff from our local PC. Actually, I'm going to pull that. Let me just split this terminal. See how easy it would have been if I was using my PC. So that's, then we have fish again. Let's get this PwnKit binary. So I'm just going it to get it like this. Oh, just copy, man. I'm going to get it like that. Copy, and then bring back my terminal. Just do that. It has been downloaded, so I upload it to the Kali box. So how I do that, I use SCP, and then the file is PwnKit. So PwnKit. And then I want to upload it to Kali at 192.168. What was the other? Oh, .125.140, not 100. and then I want to upload it in the desktop. Home, usually home, and then Kali, and then desktop. Oh, not really. Let me just upload it to home Kali. Okay, so that's that. Then the password, I think, was password. So password. Right, let's see if it's uploading, and that's done. Now if we let's actually stop the VPN. We're already done with that. Then get back to our box. So reconnect. We should have a kit binary in the Kali folder. So you can see now we don't have, oh, it's in the tools. Let's go back, list, and we have the pawn kit. We start up the Python server again. So I'm not going to type in that. I'm just going to click the up arrow button. Yeah, there you go, save it. And then now in our server, let's list, what do we have? We have lean flag and all that. Let's pull the pawn kit binary. So how we do that is car, and then HTTP, then 192.168.125.140, and then it's on port 5000 5123, and the file name is pawn kit. So let me just check. Yeah, it's pawn kit. So maybe we can pipe it to, actually it should be, yeah, pawn kit. All right, that should do the trick. It has been gotten, it has been saved. So let's list, we should have a pawn kit binary. Yeah, here it is. So we make it executable, chmod plus x, and then pawn kit. And then now we run it to elevate our privileges. So pawn kit. There you go. We should have a root shell. And now you can see that we have changed from evocop to root. Man, we are the root user. We can literally do anything we want. So if I cd to my home directory, I should be in root pwd. I'm in the root folder, and here was the second flag. So if I list, I should see my the second flag, which was flag 08. So let's cut cat flag 08.txt. God damn it. And that's how many hours it takes to exploit a system. And this means I've already got rid. So it's not really that easy to get into a system. It takes a lot of effort and time and research. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to pass out in the next few seconds. So we have pawned everything there is to pawn. The next session will be like scanning this network and getting into an AD network that is down here. You're not going to do that. I'm tired, like really tired. So yeah, thanks guys for listening in. I know you have understood, like, and I think it's a good thing not to understand anything. And if you understood something, it's well good. If you learned something, it's also good. So yeah, peace, man, peace. It should be peace. Any questions, comments, compliments, insults, anything? This is a time. Just open your heart, man. Just do that thing that people do. Fungua roho. Right. So if you have no questions, I'm going to take it back to the host, and we can have a happy evening.
Thank you everyone for coming. Have a good night. Hope you enjoyed the session.